All right, Godlings, we're going to talk about something pretty important today, actually. This is really important. Now, Elon Musk is in the news and he's talking about this. You know, the Doji, they're going through everything. I'm not surprised by that, okay? This was talked about a long time ago. I talked about it. It was in 2012, 2013. I talked about this, right? Because Elon Musk was talking about different things. And when I was talking about it, of course, I was insane. People said I was insane, right? But it wasn't a political thing. It was a spiritual thing, more of a spiritual thing. I had an awakening that started me finding this stuff and understanding some things and what was going on. Because at the time I had the awakening, I was like, what is going on with me? You know, I thought I was schizophrenic or something. Not saying I'm might not be, but it was weird. So the awakening beside, so what Elon's talking about is a universal basic income, right? And they talked about that back then. Prosperity funds is what they called it. What they mentioned was that there was going to be mass arrests of the cabal, they called them, the people that had been in charge for a long time. They've been misusing our money, misusing us, humanity as a whole. And we know what they're talking, you know what I'm talking about, right? So there was that. I had to write some stuff down to jog my memory here because it's been a long time since I found that information. Every once in a while I remember it and I go back to it, and today I remember it again. So I found this in 2013, 2012. So this is 12 years ago, okay? And part of that was removing some systems that weren't working, right? And replacing them, like education department. That sound familiar right now? That was one of them. Financial systems. Does that sound familiar? And other things like free energy, better healthcare. And the one major thing, like prosperity funds, I think we already got a bit of that. That was when the last time they attacked us with the COVID. I think in part they had to make it right by us somehow. It doesn't make it completely right just paying us off like that. But anywho, it's better than, it's a start, right? So anyway, the other part was disclosure about UFOs and ETs. And that happened. Everybody kind of glossed over that. You know, they did. I mean, it's right online. You can go, Stephen Greer, I think, is one of them. And now we're starting to see more and hear more and talk more about what's going on in the skies, right? So those are all big things that I remember they were talking about. I found, and I'm gonna tell you, it was Portal 2012, right? Compression breakthrough, which this person was codenamed Cobra at that point. Now I kind of wonder if that's Elon Musk. I don't know. I have no idea. But that's what was talked about then. It was compression breakthrough, Portal 2012, prepareforchange.net is another one. And the main thing was the event. They called it the event, okay? And the event is, there's going to be, which reaches what they call 0 point, I believe. And I feel it ramping up. And I don't know if it's always, like I've talked about, it's like this toggle switch. And I don't know if it's always meant to be like it's on edge always, or if at some point, and I see that in society, like everything's getting louder, faster, and more aggressive. And I think at some point it's going to, you know, and I think that's going to be the event, but I don't know, I couldn't tell you, but they say no one knows when the event, and I guess it goes into biblical apocalyptic stuff, which I don't know all about all that stuff, but I kind of pay attention to it, because this isn't something you can just pay attention to with politics and watch on the nightly news. You got to look at all sorts of different aspects. You got to look at politics, religion, spirituality, your internal physique and dialogue, and right now they're trying to keep a lot of us from communicating, so that's the bummer part. But this is interesting with the Elon Musk thing, and they're going through everything and talking about universal basic income, because I was talking about this like 10, 12 years ago, right? I found this information, and I seen some, I don't know why, but I know I had my awakening, and I saw this stuff, and I was like, this is cool, this is interesting, and it was almost like something I've been kind of waiting for a while or something. It's hard to explain. All I know is I was talking about this 12 years ago, and I was an insane person. They said, you're insane, you know, and here we are talking about it, at least Elon is. You know, you're going through everything, universal basic income, revamping of the whole system, I guess, you know. But, you know, we'll see because, you know, the forces that, or the powers that be that are in charge are not likely to just give up. You know, and I can see where there's been a lot of fight involved, but sometimes you just kind of wonder, it's like, well, maybe it sounds too good to be true, right? You know, there's like, okay, we're you know, they're the bad guys, but they're parading like the good guys, and they're gonna say, oh well, we're gonna act like we're saving these other guys from you, okay? Oh yeah, and then we're just like you, right? Get it? Now you gotta be careful with those narcissists because that could be a thing, you know. Anyway, this video is long enough, but yeah, go prepare for change, compression breakthrough, Portal 2012.net, I think. Codename Cobra. Teresa Zoomer Sumney is another word in there. And you're gonna have to go look it up for yourselves and all that and understand it. It's pretty interesting to hear about it being talked about in a different arena than where I found it years ago, though. All right, stay safe, y'all.